Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of our podcast, Motive to be Productive. I'm Yousof, your host, and today I'm speaking with Donia Hooshmand, the architecture student at University of Oregon. Donia, welcome to Motive to be Productive. Please introduce yourself to our dear audience and give us brief background.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm Donia Hooshmand. I'm 20 years old from Iran. I moved to America about 4 years ago, where I first went to college for a year in Portland, and then I transferred to U of O to study architecture. I'm currently studying architecture with a minor in interior architecture.
So let's get started. What made you interested in pursuing a degree in architecture?
I've always wanted to be an architect. Also, my mom's an architect, so I've always seen what she does and had a very strong feeling about wanting to pursue in her footsteps. Um, when I actually got to U of O, I was thinking of either studying computer science or architecture. And in the first term, I took one architecture class, and in that class, I realized that this is something that I really want to do, and it's actually my passion. And then I completely forgot about computer science and decided that I really want to study architecture. I changed my major, and also it was very hard to apply to it because um, I already missed the deadline to apply to architecture, so they were expecting about 20 people, um, and from those 20 people, they were accepting five of them, I think. So I worked really hard to get into it, and in winter term, I actually changed my major to architecture.
So hopefully now you know what you want to do. Yeah?
Yeah.
So I've heard that you're doing a lot of curricular extra activities, such as TA for architecture studios and tutoring software, and you are a founder of Persian Student Association. Can you please elaborate each of these points for us?
Mhm. So how I started tutoring was in the first term where we had a media class. I was picking up things faster than some of my friends, and they started asking me questions, and I started helping out a few more people than my friends, and then it just went around studio. If anyone needed help, they would come to me and ask me. After a while, a lot of people started asking me for help, and I realized that I really like doing this and I really like teaching. One of my friends also suggested that I become a media coach because I was tutoring so much, and she said that you actually tutor better than my actual media coach, which were the GEs that were supposed to help us with that class. So that's how I got into tutoring. After that, I applied to become a TA for studio. I started helping out Hans Mender in one of our studio classes, and I would help with daily tasks and critiques. I would also sometimes help with media problems the first year students had. And now I'm currently teaching software tutoring hours in the net library on campus.
In this point, I know that you're familiar with working with more than 20 softwares in designing. Can you explain how did you get familiar with these softwares?
So it all started from one, and then after a while, my friends started asking me about certain softwares, and if I know them. And I didn't, but I was tempted to learn. So after a while, I started learning those too, and each software has its unique features. So I use like 5 softwares at a time to just come up with one project. That's how it all
So nice. And I
happens.
and I know because of these activities that you mentioned, you received one award in your university. Can you please explain about the award? What was your feel when you received that? Did you know that you are a candidate for this award or no?
I knew I was a candidate, but I wasn't expecting that I would win it. But it basically was an award for my contribution to campus and the volunteer hours I have. Also, PSA. Me and my sister founded that, so it was just a cumulative thing of all the work I did and like all the volunteer tutoring I did.
In the previous episode, one of our previous episodes, your sister Donna mentioned you and her started the Persian Student Association, or PSA. Please tell us what's your role in the PSA first, and then
Um,
just explain what kind of events do you have, how your event changed before the corona and now.
So, me and Donna found a PSA about a year ago, maybe a year and a half. And in the beginning, it was just me and her, and it was all on us. So we had to like recruit members, plan events, and all of that was on us. But this year we have 3 more people join the board, and they're going to lighten the load a bit. So now I'm vice president and media/PR, which I design all the posts we do on Instagram, the posters for our events, and everything digital, and also help manage the club.
What about your events? What kind of events do you have?
So before Corona, we would have New Year's, we would have Yalda night, Charshanbe Suri, but Yalda night and Nowruz got canceled. It was right in spring where the whole Corona happened,
Exactly.
so that event got canceled. But for now, we're having virtual events where we have tea, talk about our culture, basically act as a family far away from home. And hopefully after Corona, we'll resume with Nowruz and Yalda night.
And I know now in the corona that you have virtual meetings, not just the UFO students, even other students can come and join to your meetings, right?
Yeah, it's open to everyone. We don't restrict to only Persians. Anyone can join, and it's open to anyone who wants to learn about Persian culture.
So nice. As you know, now we are in the pandemic situation, and this coronavirus was really challenging for students, mostly the students. For you as a distinguished and active student, what did you do to just keep your motivation and productivity during this pandemic?
One thing about the whole virtual aspect of classes right now is that it's really easy to forget about assignments and missed deadlines. So I suggest making a schedule and buying a calendar, putting every deadline on that calendar so that you don't forget about it. I also really like the fact that every lecture is recorded. Sometimes when someone talks too fast or you forget about to write us something or like forget to go to a class. It happens sometimes. You can go rewatch that lecture, and also I like to rewatch them at double speed to just review.
Yeah, in some cases it's better if you don't want to
Yeah.
listen to all the things that your prof will say.
And you
Yeah,
can finish all the lectures
yeah,
in half the time.
exactly, exactly. So this was, for example, the academic thing for Corona, but for just keep your brain free from this stress and depression during this Corona, what you will do and what's your suggestion for other students who are lacking the motivation?
I suggest taking a hobby, doing a some sort of activity outdoors, because it can be very, very exhausting to sit inside your room looking at a computer for a long amount of time. So Zoom fatigue is actually real. Like get up from your desk, do something else, cook, watch TV, like do something else, get out of the house, and then come back and continue your studying.
Exactly, this is what me and my co-host Daria talked in our previous episodes about just how to keep yourself busy during this Corona instead of just sitting at home and just think about what will happen in the next few months. So tell us about the place of your studying, your university, and the city of Eugene.
The city of Eugene is a very green city. The campus is gorgeous. Um, it mostly rains. I personally love the sunny days more than the rainy days because
Okay,
after a while I get tired.
so you prefer to move to
But
somewhere like California, yeah?
yeah, California is actually too sunny. There's a midpoint in Oregon that is perfect, and that's between summer and fall, where like sometimes it rains and sometimes it's sunny. That's the
Okay.
perfect moment. And also, our summers are not as hot as California, so that's very good. I personally love campus because you can go hiking. There's so many outdoor activities to do. One of my favorite things is we have hammocks in outdoors of the EMU. At least we did before Corona.
Okay.
And I would go and sit in those and study.
Okay. So nice. At the end, I want to ask, what is next for Donia Hooshmand, and what is your plan after your graduation?
So for now, I'm focusing on getting my architecture degree, and then I will probably get my PhD and also get a job at a good firm. Maybe open my own firm. No one knows what the future holds, but I'm excited to explore it.
Okay. So nice. Just I want to thank you for your taking the time out of your day to just do this episode. If you want to add something, or do you have any suggestion for our dear audience during this corona, for they're studying their life, if you want to add something?
I would just say take care of yourself, your mental health. Don't forget about your mental health. And thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you, our dear audience, for watching this episode and supporting us. Please follow our Instagram page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share this episode with your friends. Take care and see you soon. Bye.